Hello everyone. This video is going to be kind of complicated. Well, not complicated, but it's going to be difficult to understand in a way. It's going to be about how your awareness is unidentifiable. It doesn't have a form. It has a form, but it doesn't have a form. But it has like a well, the video itself is weird. Well, not the video. The awareness is weird because you have it. It doesn't seem to have any kind of identifiable like state or form. It doesn't have like a feeling or anything, but at the same time, you know you're aware. Like right now, ask yourself, am I aware? And you find that you're aware. But what is awareness? What does it feel like? It doesn't feel like anything identifiable like we would normally associate with anything. It doesn't have any of those types of characteristics. It's just awareness. I'm asking myself, why does it not have any of these things? Why is awareness not subject to any of these things? Your awareness is always constant. It may not seem that way, but it is. It's always constant, and you you know it's constant because right now you don't know it's constant, but for instance you can ask yourself, am I aware right now? And you say to yourself, yes. But what you can do is you can ask that question, am I aware right now? And instead of going to that awareness, or you saying yes, just keep your attention on that awareness and see if I'm right or not. See if I have a point. Awareness doesn't have a form, it doesn't have a shape, it doesn't have a color, it doesn't have a feeling. I mean, we call awareness a state, but I don't think it's a state either, because states go and come, but awareness, every time you ask yourself, am I aware, you find that you are aware. At least I hope you're watching this video, so most likely you're aware. If you're aware of this video and the sound of this voice, then you're aware. But that awareness isn't it doesn't have a so the question is weird. It doesn't have any form, but it has the knowledge of itself. It doesn't have a state, so to speak. It doesn't have like a normal, usual state of consciousness, except for the consciousness of state itself, that is awareness. which is always. But since we don't ever focus on it, we don't see that awareness itself is actually the most interesting thing there is. So I'm going to ask you to perform a little experiment to find out if what I'm saying is true, that awareness itself doesn't seem to have any identifiable characters or any states, any feelings or shape or color. And if it doesn't have these things, how does it know that it's you? How does any of us know? That is the question. So, put your attention upon your awareness. Ask yourself the question, am I aware? Keep your attention there. And see what it feels like. What is it? And I know these questions may make your mind wander, and you may start to think about these things, which is fine, is okay. But the goal of this experiment isn't to think about these things, it's to become interested enough to seek the experience of awareness. And to see maybe one day where these questions lead, if they have any answers. But don't seek the answers, just seek the awareness. Feel that awareness inside of you. The awareness itself doesn't end, it doesn't change. Our whole lives have been spent looking or feeling or touching. Our whole lives have been spent noticing things, objects, surroundings, feelings, thoughts, states of consciousness, like in meditation. But awareness itself, most people, in fact I'd say that nearly all people do not think about awareness and do not focus their attention on this awareness. I think that if they started to do this, they'd start asking the same questions. What is this awareness? Why am I aware of this awareness? And why does this awareness seem to have no identifiable characteristics? And even more importantly, even maybe, is the question, how does this awareness know that it's aware? So let's focus our attention on the awareness right now for a couple minutes. And my idea, my suggestion for you in the future is to whenever you feel or notice anything that is not awareness, become aware of that, and then become aware of the awareness, because this is the most interesting thing there is. Nobody, no scientist, seems to study what awareness is. What is awareness? What does it do? Why does it do? Why does it do at all? Why do we know we're aware? Why does awareness seem to have no identifiable shape or color or sound or temperature or feeling or state of mind or thought? Now you can think about awareness, but thinking about awareness is not awareness itself. Become aware of your awareness. Another question to ask is how am I becoming aware of this awareness? How is this happening? How am I able to perceive, even though it's not really a perception per se, it's not a typical perception, but how am I able to notice this? Notice that this awareness is not a blank void. It is not nothing, but it isn't something. It's not an object. It's not a feeling necessarily, but it is something. We do know something. Notice something happening. Not even necessarily happening, just something. It's not changing. No. Ask yourself, is this awareness changing? Does it ever change? Look at it for another couple of moments and ask yourself this question. And don't just ask it, but try and see if it changes. Look, pay attention to this awareness. And notice if it changes or if it doesn't change. If you are actually focusing on this awareness, you'll notice that it doesn't seem to change. It doesn't seem to become something different. Now you may stop focusing on this awareness, but that doesn't mean the awareness isn't there. The awareness is there because you're aware of something. Now there may be times where you think you're not aware of something, or that you're not aware at all, but you are. That awareness may be very small, but it's there. This awareness cannot be understood intellectually. It can be understood what it isn't, and that is, it can't be understood as an object or a form because it isn't. But at the same time, it isn't nothing. It is a something. It isn't a object, it's not even a feeling necessarily, but it's something. Now don't get mixed up any of these words that I'm using. When you focus on the awareness, don't try and find something or nothing. Just find the awareness. And any of the words or intellectual questions I have, if your mind does get stuck on them, just focus yourself on the awareness. That's where the answers may or may not be. At any rate, I hope you guys try this experiment throughout the day. My advice is to become more interested in the awareness itself than any form or thing that arises from the awareness, because that is how awareness itself, that is how you'll find these answers, if these answers ever exist. But don't seek the answers, just seek the awareness. And remember to keep seeking the awareness if your mind loses track of the awareness, or of the idea of seeking awareness. If you like, write it down on sticky notes or something and put it on your refrigerator or next to your bed or somewhere else. Or you could save this video on your phone or wherever and watch it whenever you think about it, and remember to feel the awareness. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you on the next one.